Hey guys, today's video is not one that I planned on making. In fact, I had a tip ready for you guys and I just can't bring myself to do that video because something else has happened in my life and I figure why not deal with it on camera like I do everything. But I think it's necessary because recently a friend and fellow YouTuber of mine, Jennifer Cooper, has passed away. Now you guys may remember me mentioning Jenny in a previous video when I was doing a fundraiser to help raise money for Check Your Boobs, which was to help Jenny and her family with her medical expenses and things of that nature. And unfortunately, Jenny had a very long battle with cancer, and this has been her outcome. And it's not like surprising because we knew that there was going to be a time where this was going to happen. But what a lot of people don't know about me is that I don't deal with death and sickness and all of that very well. And I don't think anyone does, right? But I hate especially funerals or anything of that nature. When someone's sick, I feel helpless, like I can't help them in any way. And I think that's when I start to close off a little bit. And you know, now after the fact, I feel sad. Like maybe there is more that I could have done to just make Jenny's day a little bit brighter or help ease her passing. But I'm realizing that I have to let that go. And that's gonna help this process. And that's something that I think Jenny would have wanted for everyone to do, is to let all that go, because it doesn't matter, you know? So my thing is how do I deal with letting go? And that's never easy. So I figure, why not share this with you guys? And I don't know, maybe it'll help someone who's feeling the same way or going through something similar. So that's why I'm making this video. Now you guys don't know this, but I've never met Jenny in real life. Jenny lived in Texas and I live in New Jersey, and we always had plans to meet up. She was gonna come to New York. I was gonna go to Texas, and it just never happened. Just for reasons of scheduling, and we just could never get that together, or I could never get that together because I was always just doing so much and trying to take on more and more all the time. And it's nobody's fault, right? But me and Jenny definitely had a connection. We would talk on Skype or FaceTime all the time. There was times where I brought her out with me when I was out drinking, and I would have a shot for her. She would pick the shot and I'd drink it. And so I feel like for me that there's a mourning process and a release process, and I feel like that's how I cope with it. I look back at the fun, happy times I've shared with Jenny and how Jenny has affected and touched my life. And giving that whole situation respect helps me release. But not release her memory, release her physical body, because the memory we're never going to erase. And I think that's the best thing that you can do to move on, is to honor that person's life and what they've taught you and the lessons you've learned. And that is the most commendable thing, to honor that person's life and give them the notability they deserve. And Jenny has been an amazing person to everyone around her. She's inspirational. She has a YouTube channel that documented her whole process of going through chemo and all the treatments that worked and didn't work. And she was an activist for cancer and awareness. And I think that is valuable. And she's such a hero in that sense, because she's definitely touched a lot of people that she's never met, because I'm one of them. And she'll continue to do that because her legacy is going to live on YouTube forever. So it's going to help that person that might be going through a similar situation to maybe not be so scared of letting go, because Jenny was just ready to let go. At the age of 34, she accepted that that was her fate. And that's so brave. That's so brave. And some may say that, she's so sad, she died at 34 and she has a husband and a family and 2 kids, but that's a great accomplishment. Maybe one of Jenny's best accomplishments is her family and her 2 sons. And that's something that she leaves with her legacy behind. And maybe that's how we mourn. Maybe that's how we move on from this. It's sad. It is. It's sad to lose someone physically, right? But it doesn't mean that I can't talk to her. Because I believe, and I don't know what you believe, but I believe that there is a spiritual realm and the soul lives on. The body may die, but the soul lives on. And even making this video, I didn't want to, but I felt an obligation to. And I didn't want to cry or anything. I look pale. I didn't want to do my hair. I felt like doing my hair was going to be like, oh, that's so vain of you to take a shower and do your hair. But I know that Jenny, in that sense, would be like, boy, do your hair. Look good for that camera. This is my video. Make it about me. If you're going to make it about me, you better look good. So that's kind of what I hear in my head of her saying. And it just makes me happy. And it helps me. And I think that may help other people who are going through a loss and trying to say goodbye. Just know that you're saying goodbye to the physical presence and not the spirit, not the memories, not the person, and not the way that they've touched you in your life. And that is the most respectable way to honor someone's life when they are no longer in this world. And that makes me feel positive. Of course I'm going to be sad that I don't get to Skype with Jenny or see how she's doing or laughing or all of those things. But I have my memories and I have her spirit. And I feel like she's just our guardian angel now. And she's looking out for us for when we join her. So anyway, I don't even know what I said in this video. Hopefully it made some type of sense. I do want to say though, my condolences go out to Jenny's family, Chris and Devin and Kaden. Most of all, I couldn't even imagine what you're dealing with right now. And just want you to know that if you need anything, call me. And also, Jenny's best friend, Becky, who's amazing. Thank you so much for all that you've done for Jenny. She always spoke of you super highly, and I know we've had a chance to speak, and I just think you're a pleasant person, and thank you for helping the family, because I know that was tough for them, and I'm sure it was as equally as tough for you, so good job. But I do also want to thank everyone who had donated to the Check Your Boobs fundraiser to help Jenny. And if you would like to continue to donate to Jenny's family, I will put a link down in the description box so that you can help them out. They do have a lot of medical bills that are unpaid. Unfortunately, in Texas, after a person passes, all of their medical bills go on to their spouse. And unfortunately, they didn't have a great insurance plan that help them pay all of these bills. So you can imagine that there's a lot. And so far we have raised over $4,000 and we're looking to raise $10,000. And if you have it in your heart to maybe donate to Jenny's family and help them out, I would greatly appreciate it. Even if every one of my subscribers donated $1 a person, that would be crazy, and that would help them out with medical bills and funeral expenses and maybe even a college fund for her 2 boys. So if you could, please give back, and that would be the ultimate way to honor Jenny's legacy. So, yeah. That is my whole video, and I hope that it wasn't a downer, but I hope that it was an inspiration for you guys. So I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.